everyone. Hey, welcome to Brunch with Diva. Yes, I'm gonna let a few people come in. Hey, Jazzy. Hey, hello. Thank you all for joining. Oh my goodness, how's your day going so far? Mine has just been like all over the place. But I'm here. I arrived. Oh my goodness. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Loving Scarlet 19. Hello, Michelle. How are you? Oh my goodness. Thank you guys for joining me today. I am just so, hey Trish. Hey, reselling with a smile. I love it. Hi. Oh my gosh. So today my guest, actually, she was my first, when I did my first big giveaway, she won my contest. So I am just so excited to bring her on because I felt like she had so much more to say. Hey, Pasha Freedom, thanks for joining. So I felt like she just had so much more to say. So I'm not going to do a whole bunch of intro, this, that, and the other today. I'm going to go ahead and bring her on. I think she's already on here. Hey, Nora. Thanks for joining. I think she's already on here. So Mariyah, let's see. Let me bring you on here in just a second. She is just, oh, I love her actually. We had just the greatest combo. And here she is,
Hi.
Mariyah.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. See, girl, you got the concept. Brunch with Diva. We're in bed.
Yeah, listen, I just came to my little room where I usually do all my listing because my boyfriend's downstairs working on the phone and he has said when you're selling, you have to speak loud, like you're
Oh,
confident. So I didn't want him to, you to hear what he's selling downstairs the whole time. So I just figured I'd
oh.
come upstairs. But I
Well,
got
he
my
is.
coffee, so I'm ready.
Well, yes. I have my Starbucks
Mm.
because I'm an iced coffee girl.
Mm. I'm a hot in the morning, cold in the afternoon. So I like a
Yeah,
little bit of
well,
both.
it goes that way sometime, but I normally wait until it's really cold to really enjoy some hot coffee. But
Yeah.
any other time, girl, it's cold coffee.
Yeah.
So, everyone, this is Mariyah, and she is at MK Infinity Closet.
Hmm.
So please, if you're not following her, follow her. Go check out her closet, see all her goodies. But of course, I have to ask, how did we come up with our name?
So I came up with my name in the beginning of 2020. So it's actually for a small business consulting company. So me and my boyfriend came up with it. It's MK Infinity Solutions, but it just kind of transitioned and branched off into MK Infinity Closet because a solution is for anything. So I was just like, well,
Right.
let's switch it to closet for a little bit. So
Right. Well, I mean, I think it's just so new. I can't even talk today. So unique when how people come up with their names, and I'm always interested as because I know how I came up with mine. I mean, my favorite color is pink. My nickname, was Diva. So that's kind of how that all laid out.
yeah,
And I just like the word studio. Yeah,
I do
studio.
too. I love
I
it.
don't I don't know why, but I do.
I think
So
it's very fitting for you too, because like you are a
oh,
diva, honey. So,
girl, stop. Well, so tell everyone how long you've been selling.
so I have been reselling since about January. So going on about 9 months. I sold things here and there in the past, like on Let Go, Offer Up, but I started going full time in June. So I started January kind of on the side because I was spending a lot more time at home, and then transitioned in June full time.
Right. So I know that we had this talk, but I kind of wanted you to kind of talk about your transition from, your 9 to 5 to where you are. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Where you are right, where you are right now.
So 2020, I think, has been a year for pretty much everybody. Um,
Yeah.
but
Can we cancel it?
yeah, listen, it's just, we're almost done. So the sooner we're done, we'll just be done. But 2020 started with me being surplus from my job. So I worked a corporate job for about 8 years, and my department closed. So I had just graduated in 2018 with my bachelor's degree. So, at first I was like, it's okay. I'm going to transition to another part of the company, quick and easy. It'll be fine. And it didn't happen. So I was like, you know what? That's fine. I'll take my severance, I'll leave, and I'll go to another company. Because at the end of the day, I've been a loyal employee. I gained a lot of knowledge. I just graduated, so it should be easy for me to find a job. So I, started applying. I mean, I applied to probably 100 jobs, and I did not get an interview. I did not get anything. So that was very humbling at first, because I'm not a slave to a company. I'm going to go where I need to go. But it was humbling in the fact that I thought that it would be a quick and easy turnaround, which is definitely not. I found out towards the end of March that the reason why I wasn't getting any responses back or any, jobs being interested in me is there was something in my resume that was keeping my resume actually going to these companies. Mm-hmm. So by that time when it happened, I had already hit a point where I was comfortable to try out and, bet on myself and hire myself, because I was confident in what I could bring to the table. So I was like, I'll just work for myself. So I started MK Infinity Solutions, which was the small business consulting group. But again, it was a humbling experience, because I've been in sales my whole life, but it's different trying to sell yourself and sell yourself as a product. Right. So COVID happened, and I was planning on networking and doing events, which you couldn't do anymore. So I had read a book called Ready, Fire, Aim. And it was like, if you have something and it's working, aim it. If it doesn't work, you pivot and you figure out what else would work. And I was like, why am I not reselling full time? I enjoy it. I've made a lot of money from it so far. Why don't I put more effort in that, make that kind of my 9 to 5, and have MK Infinity Solutions, the small business consulting, as our side hustle? So I switched it up and I started that, and here I am. And I'm so happy. I really wanted to have a job where I had a great work-life balance, where I was able to spend time with my family, enjoy what I was doing, and I got it. So,
and that's awesome. And then Luna gets to have you at home.
Yes, and Phoenix, my other cat, he opens doors, so I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to come in here. So,
oh, come on in, Luna. You can be a part of the lot. Yeah. Well, you know what I find interesting is that you said that there was something in your resume.
Yes. So there was
how does that work?
Honestly, I had a couple people tell me that there's certain keywords you want to use when you're applying for a job. So you kind of want to just do a little bit of research. So if you're applying for project management, you'd want to look at what the definition of project management is. And then you're going to add those into your resume. So I have a bachelor's in marketing. So my friend also, Vanessa, she's a Alpha Babes Closet. She helped me with my resume. And I mean, it was bomb. I mean, it had, color blocks on it. I felt like it was marketing myself very well. And there was something in it. I don't know if it was the font. It could have been one of those colors. It could have been the spacing, anything. But when I started working with a third-party company, they kind of help you transition and help you, with building your resume. They do virtual like hiring events. They know people, so they'll kind of put you in there. They also were going to have classes that I could go and do to learn how to network, to learn how to just do all of these different things. So it was a free service. But when he looked at my resume, he sent it back and it was just black and white, everything was changed. And I was like, why did you change my resume? Like, I was like, he must be just like too old fashioned. He doesn't know what people are looking for. And sure enough, he was like, there was something in your resume. So
that is so, I find that really interesting. And, I mean, that for me, I would be digging, trying to find out what that one thing was, because it would drive me absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Not to know what that one thing that would keep me from being hired, on my resume that would keep me from being hired. That in itself just would be mind-boggling for me.
Yeah. Because it's well, I'm glad that it happened because I had a lot of people after that were close friends of mine that were transitioning as well, or they were needing to find a new job for the first time in maybe 10 years.
Right.
So luckily, since I had all those resources, I was able to just kind of pull it up and, help them with it. But a lot of people, I mean, when I was applying for jobs to get the job I was at, I just took my resume in. It was all word of mouth. So I was usually used to, I mean, the jobs that I had, it was all word of mouth. It was me going and presenting myself. So applying online, for one, is hard. Two, trying to do it in a way where you're not meeting the person, you don't know if they're even getting it, is even more scary.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, I tell you, that is a lot to go through. And during this time, it's just such a crazy time.
Yeah.
And, the last thing that someone needs, especially to just kind of keep their, motivation from being lifted, is to have something like this happen, where you're
Exactly.
constantly out there feeding out info, resumes, and then for it to be one small thing. I
Yep.
mean, it could have been a word you would never think of that was blocking you.
Yep.
But the good thing is it led you to
It sure
reselling.
did. It sure did.
And so we're so happy that you are a reseller. So you know what? Now that we've gotten past all that,
Yes.
and say the name of that book again, because someone might be interested in reading it.
So it's called Ready, Fire, Aim.
Ready, Fire, Aim.
My boyfriend and my friend Manny are going to kill me for not knowing who wrote the book. But if you just Google Ready, Fire, Aim, or maybe it's Ready, Aim, Fire, it's one of them. But it's really
Okay.
it's just a motivational book. It's talking about selling, and the main thing that it was talking about was selling. Like, you need to have your product that sells. Sometimes
Right.
people get so stuck on, well, I need to have the lighting. Like, if you're a reseller, right? I need to have the right lighting. I need to have a cool backdrop. I need to have all these other things before I can really take my business to the next level. When really it's not. It's just, you have to just sell. Like, have your
Mhm.
products. As you go, you'll grow and you'll see, maybe I should do it this way. Maybe I should do it that way. Like, you'll learn new
Right. Right.
things, but
And
you
I'm
just have to
guilty.
start.
And I'm guilty of that when I first started. And I'm sure a lot of us who are real resellers now look back to when we first started and figured, oh, I need to, so and so has this, I need to have that. I need
Yeah.
to have this. And, I think we all went through it. And then I think finally you come to the realization that you're still selling stuff without that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You're still selling
Yep.
without the ring light, without the backdrop. You're still, you were still able to sell without all of that. So just imagine what you can do little by little when you bring all these things into play.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a good point that we all probably need to remember. So
Yeah.
tell us about your morning routine beside coffee, girl.
Well, the first thing's definitely coffee. Well, actually, so I've started implementing um, meditation first thing in the morning. So when I first started transitioning into, out of corporate America, and because I was at home for basically 3 months while I was trying to find a job, I started yoga and I started meditating. And I was the most at peace. I was calm. I was, you know, it was amazing. It was just an amazing feeling, and I liked the way that I was, my mood was, everything. So I've started implementing again meditation. So that's the first thing I do. Then I'll get up out of bed and I will go downstairs, make some coffee, um, and then it just kind of depends. So I literally, I feel like every week I'm trying something new to see what works. But if I have inventory, I usually come up here to this room and I'll photograph it. I've started where I photograph and like a list at the same time. So I take the pictures, measure it, list. Um, that's what I found has been, like, I've done before where I've just taken bulk photos and then I try to list later. But I feel like I'm just sitting there like super bored, just trying to like list these items. So it was just, I like the picture part, but the writing, it just got to be like, kind of annoying. So I started doing it that way. And while I'm doing it, I've gotten watching TV. Currently, I've been watching Girlfriends, getting caught up on that since it's on Netflix.
Yes.
But if not, I'm watching something on YouTube, a tutorial, listening to an audiobook or a podcast. I ship my packages out. So I usually try to ship same day or next day. So I have a great relationship with my postman. I mean, he is hilarious. So he will come and he'll pick my packages up. And if there was times when it was a little slow and I text him like, hey, I don't have a pickup today. And he'd be like, girl, it's early. Just wait. Like he would just do a gift. Like, it's too early. Like, it's fine. It's coming.
Oh, that's
So
so nice.
he's amazing. So, Christmas, we're definitely gonna have to hook him up. But
Yes,
um,
most definitely. Because they're going through a trying time too. So,
yeah.
our post lady, she's very, she's really nice. She goes above and beyond. Because when I set up pickup, so one day I just had like a few packages, and by the time I woke up that morning, and my friends sell too, we had like 10 packages out there. And
Uh-huh.
I know she looked like, now it only says 4 on this paper.
Yeah.
So where did all the rest of these come from? Girl, just take. But she takes them, and we leave her little snacks outside, during the
Yeah.
summer and things like that. So, we just kind of gotta take care of our postal people right now because we heavily rely on them, and
Hmm.
we need our packages to go to their new homes.
Exactly. And I don't think sometimes we realize how hard they work. Like,
Hmm. Hmm.
with him, because when he comes, we'll kind of like chit chat with him for a while. And I didn't know they did pickups on Saturday. So I have it to where I pick up for the
Yeah.
whole month. I didn't know that he was working on Saturday because
What?
my thought is I'll schedule a pickup for every day for the whole month. So like I just put like 10 packages. And then
This is true.
what I do is, well, when he first came, he just gave us his number and he was like, hey, if you have a package, let me know. If you don't, I'll just skip you for that day. So what I do is I put it out for the whole month. And then if I have something in the morning, hey, I have a few packages for you. Hey, I have a lot of packages. So you're going to want to, bring a box or something. But he
I'm
came
gonna
knock.
have to look into this, Mariah. You
Yeah.
must give me more information. You must have. I mean, do you go into where you schedule it and then schedule it for a month?
You can choose multiple days. So you have to hit, just like I was doing Monday through Friday because I didn't think that he, was working on the weekends.
Yeah.
And, I'm upstairs cooking breakfast. And the next thing I know, I hear a knock on the door. And I'm like, who's that? So, I mean, nobody that comes and knocks on the door without letting us know they're here. Or if they do, they get, pleasantly kicked out. So, I'm like downstairs and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, do you have a package? And I was like, I did. I just didn't know that you worked on the weekends. So when I found out he worked 6 days a week from probably like 7 in the
Oh,
morning till 7 o'clock at night, because sometimes when we're out running, we see him, going to the post office at 7 o'clock at night, I was like, wow. And he was like, it's overtime. It's helping him pay his bills. So we were like, listen, more power to you. And whenever we have
yes.
something, we'll give him Starbucks gift cards. We'll give him whatever,
Oh,
because
that is so sweet.
at the end of the day, without them, we would have to be going out every single day to drop off packages
Right,
in the
right.
middle of a
And
pandemic.
say it again, girl.
So,
So,
so
I tell you, well, that's so I'm just amazed that you can set it up like that. I had no
mhm.
idea. I don't know if anyone else did that you could plan ahead with your packages. I guess I'm just late to the party. So,
Yeah.
which for me isn't, a big deal. That's nothing new. So, okay, so we talked about your routine. Now, in your closet, what do you, I mean, a lot of people have a niche, like my thing is plus size. I mean,
Uh-huh.
are you just selling everything under the sun?
It depends. So I believe I told you this. I have a little bit of everything right now because I did come across a like steal. I got 18 bags, probably more, but about 18 bags was what was advertised of clothing. So for only $300. So it was a steal. And I mean, with that, I kind of had items that maybe I usually wouldn't go and pick up myself. So right now I kind of have a little bit of everything. I have some kids' clothes. I have men's clothes, which men's clothes is definitely interesting. Um, like dress shirts, I'm just like, somebody please buy all these dress shirts because it's such like you have to measure it a certain way and you got to like ironing it. For girls, you just throw it in the dryer and it's fine. Like a men's shirt is not going to do that. So I have all that stuff right now, but I find I love animal print. Anything animal print is what you're going to find in my closet. Like I stopped by Goodwill today and I got some more animal print. I had to stop myself because there was 2 to 3 additional dresses I wanted. I was just like, I'm being a little bit more picky. Let me not. But I have just about everything. I get plus size. I get regular clothing, coats, shoes, purses, just about anything. I mean, I want somebody to be able to come and, you know, shop for themselves, shop for their family members, shop for their kids, their husband,
Well,
be a one-stop shop.
oh, that's good. I'm trying to kind of evolve a little, but I think that I just enjoy just selling my, plus size clothing because that's just my jam.
Mm-hmm.
Just being a plus size girl, I mean, I stay in my lane of what I know. Sometimes you just got to do that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if I felt like it, I could probably extend that out because I was a nail tech for over 25 years. I could probably
Ooh.
extend it out and do a lot of, put some packages together like that.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'm just really leery about sending stuff um, that's breakable.
Yeah, I actually I had a couple mugs that I shipped, and again, luckily it was my friend that bought it. So she had bought like a bundle of stuff. So I had some stuff I had to send her as well. So I was like, I'm just gonna stuff this all in this box. And I actually sent two mugs, and I thought I wrapped them up well enough. And sure enough, when I got there, it was one of the mugs was broken. So I think it was just a little bit too much. And then also, I mean, they shipped it. It was supposed to go directly to Orlando from South Florida, and it went all the way to North Carolina and then back. So like I kind of was thinking about opening a claim because at the end of the day, clearly the box said fragile and it was a mess. But
Oh my gosh,
if it was somebody else, if it was, you know, she was fine with it because there was like three mugs in there. There was a whole bunch of stuff in there, so she was cool with it. But I
but
have a mug.
still,
I'll
it's
have to give
okay.
her another mug. So
Yeah, that's why I stopped selling Ray Dunn is that I had so much Ray Dunn. And I just, every time I would sell a mug or plate or whatever the case, anything, I would just be a nervous wreck until it arrived and, saw my rating or whatever to
hmm
let me know that it arrived safely,
yeah,
with in one piece. So I
yeah.
was like, you know what? I'm done with it. Done with it. I'm
Yeah,
not
I
doing
don't
it.
know how many more mugs I'll buy. And I keep some of them. So then it's like I have too many mugs at this point now. Even I have a mug for every mood, but I don't have any more space.
Oh,
Um, so yeah, so I don't know if I'll keep shipping them, but I do know my other friend at the Wendy collection, she always has tons of Rae Dunn stuff, and she found just taking it to the post office and letting them package it for her worked best.
oh,
So when
oh.
she sold a ton and nothing's broke for her yet, but that's what she
Well,
does.
see, of course, I'm a cheapie, so I didn't want
Yeah.
to pay that extra money.
Yeah.
I didn't want to pay that extra money. But I'm sure that by the time those people got mugs or whatever from me, they were like, oh my God, I'm never going to open this package up because they probably had to take and
Yep.
cut and cut and take.
Listen, I
Because
would prefer that.
I secured that puppy.
Yep.
Well, do you think that you've been interested like in fashion from even childhood?
Um, I would say, I mean, maybe. I would say I've been more interested in finding a good deal and
Mhm.
thrifting since I was younger. Because I mean, growing up, we always shopped at Once Upon a Child, Plato's Closet. So it's always been, you know, something for me to always do that. Um, but I mean, fashion probably, but again, animal print. I mean, in high school, I loved animal print, and I still have it. That's pretty much about as much as my fashion goes. But I will
Right.
say, since reselling, I have wanted to kind of up my fashion a little bit more.
Hmm.
Even though I'm at home, maybe just get something that's a little bit cuter than just a t-shirt and some shorts, especially with being pretty much in quarantine. But
Hmm.
um but yeah, no, I mean I like finding pieces that are fashionable, and I've really enjoyed researching trends to figure out what's going to be on trend, what people like. And
Right.
kind of that's how I'm focusing my sourcing now, is what's on
So,
trend.
so where are you? I mean, during the midst of all this, for a long time, we couldn't, people really couldn't go out. I still don't really go out and
hmm
source. But how are you sourcing?
So I'm pretty much the same. I'm in South Florida, so we're still like we're kind of coming on hopefully a tail end or trying to get back to some sort of normalcy. But I was sourcing online for a little bit. Um, I was doing the Facebook marketplace and finding pickups because at that point you're getting a whole bunch of clothes for an inexpensive price. I can come home, sanitize it, and I'm not really going to a store and dealing with a whole bunch of people. But then I every once in a while I do go to a Goodwill. I actually just came from one today, but I limit it, to just I would try to go like once maybe a week. But the whole month of August, I actually challenged myself to not shop at all. So I didn't thrift at all. I just went through, everything that I already had because I had a lot of stuff that wasn't listed. So, as of today, I only have 3 pieces left that I just have to kind of, fix up a little bit. But I really wanted to get through that pile because at the end of the day, if I've got inventory here, but I'm going out and buying inventory, I've got money here that's not being listed. I'd rather
Right.
have it on there, be able to relist it, and then go and get some new inventory.
Well, I think that for me, and I just think that the more I have, the better it is right now. Because sometimes you just don't, I mean, with this whole thing, you just really don't know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I still, try to get as much in as I can. And then once, I just have a good amount, then, I can break it down, be able to list something every day as
Yeah.
opposed to, me wait until I'm down to my last pieces. That would just terrify me. I'd be
Yeah.
like, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to find stuff quick enough. But okay, this is a question that I think I've, probably had conversations with other people about. When you source and like, say for instance, you go to Goodwill or
Hmm.
you get porch pickups or anything like that, do you wash everything, or do you not wash things, or do you just steam things? Because I'm actually looking to get a steamer, but because this is why I'm asking too, because I want
Hmm.
to know how that works for different people.
So that's actually the funniest story. So I clean it. I definitely, um, there's only been one time where I kind of just didn't wash it or like that because when I got it, it literally smelled like Downy. So I was like, if I wash this again, because sometimes if you wash it, you're going to you're going to change it. I mean, like for example, with a black shirt, if you wash it too many times, it's going to be faded.
Right,
So
right.
at first I was struggling with do I wash it or do I not? But if I get something from the Goodwill, I wash it. Now, where I ran into trouble, and I am still in the process of fixing that situation, was I had some coats and some stuff that was dry clean only. And I didn't want to wash it because it's dry clean only, but at the same time, I didn't want to invest money in dry cleaning it as well. So I had this beautiful Donna Karan wool coat that I brought in the house, and sure enough, I found some moths and I started freaking out. I hate bugs. I hate everything. I don't like ants. I don't like spiders. I don't like anything. And it turned out, I mean, I think it was from that, or it could have been from something else that I had like a wool or cashmere sweater. Um, but I actually sent something out and I got a bad rating and I didn't know why. And she was saying there was moth damage. So I had never dealt with moths. I had never dealt with anything. I started freaking out. I was calling my grandma. I was calling my aunts. I was like, what do I do? I don't know anything about this. So, if my friends are on here, they're probably laughing at me because I mean, I was in a panic because I was afraid that all my inventory was damaged. I mean, I'm very clean. I keep everything in plastic bags. So, I mean, I ended up going and buying like every sort of mothball. I sprayed everything down with cedar wood. I washed everything. I cleaned the whole room. I mean, it's just now, that was like a month ago. It's just now starting to stop smelling like mothballs in this place.
Oh my God,
Um,
that is
but,
that
but at this
smell.
point now, I will literally clean everything. The stuff I got today is sitting in my car. If I cannot wash it, I will steam it because that's when I was doing the research. That's what they said is you should just steam everything. So at this point,
Hmm.
it's going to stay in my car. I will immediately wash it or steam it, and then it just goes in a plastic bag, and that's where it'll stay. Safe.
Well,
And I
that's
and I did find some moss because it. I mean, that is good. You want to have that sort of stuff to keep in here anyways, but there was a brand and it actually smells very natural and it actually smells very good. So I'll probably keep those kind of just in here anyways, because you never know and you can't control everything. But
right.
I refuse to have that happen again. So
Oh no, I don't blame you because I would have just been horrified. I would have, but I'm like you. I keep everything, in plastic bags in a bin.
mhm.
So, that's kind of my inventory system or whatever. But I do have jackets and that I have hanging up in my closet.
Yeah.
So, and I still have a jacket that I got from mystery box actually, and it's I still need to take it to the cleaners, but it looks like it's in great shape. Didn't have anything, going on.
Yeah.
But I would have just been, oh my God, I've just been horrified.
If I see a bug or anything at this point, I'm like, oh my gosh. Like it was just that I mean that was the most stressed I had ever been because I was just so worried, and I take pride in my stuff being clean and everything, so I was just like, oh my god, they're everywhere. But it really, I mean, there was maybe one or two. Like it was not even it was I made it a way bigger deal than
Then
what it
what?
was. But
But
I
that's
just
okay. A bug's a bug. Let me tell you.
listen,
Well,
if I see one ant, I'm gonna freak out. So,
um,
but yeah, no, what I actually have decided to do for my dry cleaning stuff is the place that I took it to, because I ended up sending that coat to ThreadUp. Anything that was wool or cashmere, I sent it to ThreadUp because I was like, I don't want it in this house. I don't want it no more. So I sent it over there, but I got it cleaned before. And I've been thinking about setting up a partnership maybe with her where I can say, hey, I can maybe pay you a monthly fee and I'll bring my items that need to be dry cleaned. Because at the end of the day, I can't afford it. Did end up actually costing me a lot more because I bought more totes. I bought all this moth stuff. So I would prefer to spend that money on dry cleaning than
right.
have another situation like this again. So
I
I'm gonna
know,
try to
and
set
that's
up.
a good idea to collab with, your cleaners or whatever. See, my thing is, because I get a lot of when I get stuff sent from a company, I don't worry about it too much, because it's already in a package. It's
Yeah,
got it's new with tags, package, and all that. Don't worry about it. The porch pickup, the last one I got had tons of new with tag things, but oh my gosh, I can't tell. I can't tell you how everything, it was mixed in with everything. So
yeah,
everything smelled like she wore it, drenched herself in cologne. So that's how everything. Now the things I could wash, I did, but
yeah.
those new with tags, I was like, how am I going to do that? I don't have a steamer. I can't steam this cologne, this perfume away. What am I going to do? So I thought about it and I was like, you know what? Hold on, I got some Febreze.
Yeah,
So here I go.
yep.
Febrezing it. I'll leave it. I'll put it, leave it out so it can air out. Put the Febreze. But I was just like, I think I really should invest in a steamer because
Yeah.
people say that, to steam it just kind of kills the germs and all that kind of stuff. And I guess that comes in handy if you do porch pickups and have stuff that's new with tags.
Yeah, or those just like those older items that you wouldn't want to throw in the wash. The other thing that I got too was so I got that because you can spray your clothes. There's one that is you spray it on before you go in the wash, like so you put it on there. The other one is an actual just like spray, like Lysol. And I have used that at Airbnbs to spray, everything down. I mean, it's come in handy for everything, but I use that as well.
Well,
So, but the
what
steamer
time?
I would definitely recommend.
What time? I mean, what time? Duh. What's your inventory like? Do you have any tips on how you store your inventory?
Right now I could use. I think one thing I want to implement, I'm just not sure how to start, would be an inventory system with numbers. But right now I have pretty much everything stored in tubs. And like you said, I have little clear resealable plastic bags. And then I separate it by, shorts, jeans. And luckily I have a pretty good memory, so I can remember where stuff is. But, and then I have some stuff hung up, but at this point now, everything's going to go in a tub and just, you know,
Right.
put it in
Well,
there. But it's basically just all in tubs.
I just heard. Okay, so Splendor Lily Parch says vodka with water gets smells out. I'm like,
Hmm.
what? Vodka with That's a waste of good vodka, girl.
Yeah,
And
well,
okay,
you got to
vodka
find
and
the
water.
inexpensive one. Just find an inexpensive one and you can use it.
Not vodka and water. So I drink it, then get drunk, and I don't smell it anymore. Okay, and Roxanne, oh, Ozium, is that how you say it? Helps with odors. Is that the stuff that you can use
Hmm.
if you're a smoker? Because I'm not.
I've never heard of that. Yeah.
I think that my friend has some of that. but I'm not sure if that's the same thing that you're talking about. Oh, you spray it? Okay. Not drink it, you spray it. Well, that's a good tip because I did not know that
I
about
didn't either. That's a good one.
yeah, that is a good one. I'll have to put that down in the books. So, okay, moving on. So I just wanted to make sure we weren't missing any comments here. It works wonders at the automotive department at Stop it. Really, Roxanne? That's good to know. I need to purchase some of that. I think that that's the same thing that she has, and it does kick the odor right on out.
Yeah.
So when you're like me, sometimes I haven't got to do it a lot, but here lately. But I used to just put on some music, Beyonce, of course,
Yes.
and get in that zone and take my pictures. Do you have anything in particular you listen to, or do you just have TV on for background?
So I do a little bit of both. Sometimes I'll listen to music. The music that I'll listen to, of course, is Beyonce or Janae Aiko or just old school R&B. Like those are my favorite days. Like you just throw on some Lauryn Hill and let it go. If not, I'm watching TV. I'll put something on with Netflix, like maybe a show I'm watching, or I really enjoy watching YouTube videos. So like when I was in the process of deciding if I was going to start using ThreadUp, I would just throw on some videos of people talking about ThreadUp, and while I was listening, I would do that. If not that, then a podcast. I am obsessed with The Breakfast Club. Like that's the only way I understand and know what's going on in the world. So usually I'll put that on. Like that's how I'll start my mornings is, I'll just turn on The Breakfast Club and listen to that. But it depends on what mood I'm in.
Right, right. And that's how I am. I mean, like I said, here lately, I seem like I'm doing like five different things at one time. So
Yeah.
I really have not been channeling my Beyonce. So we have a question. Is what products do you use? Oh, what products do you use for your curls?
Oh, today is a little bit of Mixed Chicks. So I use Mixed Chicks Shea Moisture. I used to use Diva Curl, which I don't really use anymore, because they have like some issues with their stuff. But mainly those two. And then
So you just are you one are you like me, because I just get up and go. But
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just sometimes I use a satin pillowcase at night, so I can kind of wake up. I just kind of throw it up, and then I just wake up, and how it falls is how it falls.
right.
But I usually do like a wash and go to start, and then depending on how it lasts for the next 4 or 5 days is what product I use to kind of like bring it back to life. But
Right. So if like this is another thing that I'm always curious about with people. When say for instance you have on an outfit that you
Mhm.
thrifted,
Mhm.
do you tell people that it's a thrifted item? Do you share how much it costs, or do you just say thanks?
No, I'm not afraid to say where I got it from. Like I said, growing up, my mom, we always shopped at, we would do more like Plato's Closet and Once Upon a Child. So for me, I have no problem saying I got this for $5. I got all this here, you know what I mean? And I joke with my friends all the time now because I'm like, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to pay full price again, for anything. Like I usually would shop at TJ Maxx or Ross anyways, but now it's very rare that I go to the thrift store and don't find something for me as well. So, but I have a rule: if I take it and put it in my closet, I got to take something out. So, because I don't want to have too much clothes. I've been there, done that. So,
Well, my rule is buy two to sell and one for me.
yeah.
So that's how I do. But so my other thing is that when you wrap your packages,
hmm
I'm always curious to how other people wrap their packages because really and truly that's my favorite part of
Yeah, it is.
reselling is just to be able to package it up.
hmm
So I mean, do you do anything special?
I use tissue paper, so I've started doing color tissue paper, and I'll kind of like sometimes depending on the item, I might use the same color for the tissue paper, and then I put a little thank you sticker on it. Um, So I've started when I do shoes, or if I just sent out a Mickey Mouse purse, and I use like red, white, and black tissue paper. And I shop on Amazon too much, so I have tons of like all of the bubble wrap and all that stuff to reuse. But I really just want to make sure that when I'm sending it, like it's not going to get damaged, or there's something that's not going to be pushing on it. But I just wrap it with tissue paper. Depending on the item, sometimes I will keep it in the clear bag. But I
Mhm.
feel like if I just have it in just the clear resealable plastic bag, I don't know. I feel like if I put a little, I like putting in a little bit more effort with the folding and
Right, right.
all that stuff.
Well,
I like it to pop out with different pieces of color. So
right. And I get that because I'm like that too. I mean, I store things in my plastic bags,
hmm
but once I pull it, then I do the whole tissue and then I actually put it in another plastic bag just in case for
yeah,
protection,
yeah.
you know. But that's just to protect it. So, what do you think has been your biggest challenge as far as reselling, and how have you overcome that?
hmm So my biggest challenge, I think, would have to be when it's slow. Because anytime that you're doing something full time, and especially when you're a new business owner and you're starting, it can be challenging when it's a little slow, because you're expecting, like in the beginning it was like every day it was like multiple sales. So then you kind of are hard on yourself when maybe you go a day without one sale, or maybe you're getting one or two, which is still good, but in your mind you're like, I'm not doing what I was doing last week. I need to be doing more. So that was probably the hardest part. But I started realizing, like, I've worked in retail before, I've worked in sales. There's slow months. And once you've been doing this for a while, you'll understand when those slow months are, and you'll be prepared for those slow months. So that was
Right.
probably the hardest part. But again, it was humbling, because as a small business owner, you have to go through those slow times. And usually when you hit those slow times, you're going to hit that momentum that's going to prepare you and take you to that next level. But you have to hold on. Like, you can't give up, because if you give up the first time it gets hard, you'll never be successful. But it's
Right.
always going to be up and down.
And I think it kind of takes you back to when you first started. If you kind of, think about that, because when you first start and you make those first sales, you're just like overjoyed, like, oh my
hmm
goodness, I want to keep going. I want to keep going. And then you get it, you do it, you're selling, you're going and moving, and all of a sudden you're like,
Yeah.
so, I mean, and I think that a lot of us are going through that. I mean, I'm consistent. I might not, if I make a sale a day, that's great.
Yeah.
If I make, 3 or 4 sales a day, that's great. I appreciate all my sales.
Yep.
So no matter how they're rolling in, I just think that we have to keep in mind that they're just like with anything, they're just moments where, you're here, you're doing this, and then, there's a shift.
Yeah.
And I think right now that we're going through, it's about to be another shift.
Yeah, I have to be, I'm thankful that, I found this reseller community, because it definitely kept me up on like those slower days, because I would look and I'd be like, wait a minute. Everybody's talking about how it's a little slow. So like, I can calm
Mhm.
down. Like, it's just, this is what it is. And again, it just brought me back to when I was in retail, and the summers are always slow. So, but I
Right.
have seen these past few days, Macari has been nice to me. So I have definitely seen there's been a shift. So, you
Well,
know,
I can tell you that I have not been kind to my Macari lately because of I don't I guess it's the fact that Poshmark has really kept me busy and is
hmm
being really involved in what I'm doing and listening. So with that being said, do you think that your activity on Poshmark or Macari keeps you going, keeps the sales coming? Do you think sharing closets, sharing your closet, sharing someone else's closet? What do you think about that concept?
For me, the first thing that I do every day is relist. I found that I utilize List Perfectly, and I relist on Poshmark and Macari literally every day. Um, I have been sharing. I share closets as well. So what I tried doing this weekend was, I was going and I would like send an offer, and then when I would send the offer, I would um, just like, I was running a little sale. So I would send them a little bundle and then send them a little note. And if they had items to share, I would share them. So if I have time, I'll go and I'll share closets. I share my closet. I share it at least one full time a day because I have probably like 400 or 500 active listings. So it can kind of be a lot to share the whole thing the whole day. But I try to because I'm like, hey, that's only 30 minutes out my day. I have time to do that, you know?
Right.
I try to share during parties, whether I'm
Yeah.
sharing for that party or sharing my closet because I know that it'll get shared. And then what I
Mm-hmm.
also started doing is I started following new people. So I found, because at the end of the day, if I have more people following me, hopefully that would turn into more sales, more people seeing it. So I've just been on like a follow train. So I'll follow, I'll usually share once I start following them. But that was been what I've been trying to do most recently.
Right. Well, because I actually go in and I of course share my closet a few times a day at
Mm-hmm.
least. I definitely go to the part. I try to definitely go to the plus size parties, of course,
Yeah.
but I try to get in on the parties. If they apply to me, or if I just feel like I want to share. I share my full closet all the time because I don't have. I think I'm probably up to if I'm at 200 active listings because I
Mm-hmm.
really try to stay there. But
Yeah.
thankfully I sell, so
Yeah.
how that makes it difficult.
Yeah.
But I love a smaller closet because it fits into my life.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do with 400 or 500 active listings. That would just I would just be out of my mind.
Yeah.
But I do think that sharing, I mean, it is like a thing that you're like, oh my God, sharing. But I think that if you keep your closet moving, I do think that, it gets seen more.
Yeah. I agree. Because like there'll be times when like I'll be sharing. I'm sitting downstairs on my computer sharing, and I'm like, is this even worth it right now? Like it's late. I could just go to sleep. But then when I do it, then somebody will buy something. Like I'm like, well, when I did it yesterday and I shared, somebody bought something. So let me just do it again because at the end of the day, it may get it to where somebody's doing it. Right now, what I'm like struggling with are the likes. Like I feel like it's so confusing whether somebody wants it or if they don't want it. And then like I had somebody that had liked a whole bunch of stuff, and I went and I created a bundle because I'd seen that that was working for some people. Like, hey, I create a bundle. I say, hey, I'm giving you a little bit more off, like being interactive. And they had kind of said like wrote a whole post about how they didn't want people to send them offers. Like they're saving it for later and they don't need you to send them an offer. And I thought for a minute, and I'm like, this is new to me.
Well, you
Like,
know what? This is where I think that Poshmark needs to tweak this. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but likes are confusing.
yeah,
And I don't think that I think that if I like something, see, that keeps me from liking something because I'm like I look at it from both ends. I'm a buyer, I like it. So if I like it, then someone sends me an offer, I might not be ready yet. And one of my friends told me because I did it with her. I was like, okay, I see, you like this. I sent her an offer. She was like, well, I just put it in there because I like it. I was going to come back later after I finished looking.
mm-hmm,
See, all of that is so confusing. And, I'm just like, well, do you send an offer? Do you not send an offer? So now I just send the offer.
yeah,
I mean, and just go with the flow because
yeah,
I think that we need something in between this whole like thing.
yeah. Because
Maybe a save
it
and
would be
maybe a
cool for the
save.
save. Yeah,
Yeah, maybe a save. So if you like it, you can save it and then move it to like when you're ready to buy. I
yeah.
think
Because
that
I know
that
for
would be
me, when I shop, I like something because I want to see if they're going to send me an offer. Because I know that I'm going to send an offer. So if you send me an offer, then we can kind of like work it through, or I'll just buy now. Um, but I feel like it's there for you to send an offer. And what I do like is they won't resend it. Like if I send the same 10% off, they're not going to resend it to you multiple times. So if
right,
I send it to you one time and you don't want it, that's fine. But
right.
what I've started thinking about is I do relist the items. So if somebody was looking for it to be saved, it may be relisted and it's not there. So that's the only thing where I'm kind of like, should I relist? But honestly, relisting has been working so well for me that I'm just like, they can find it later the same way they found it the first time, hopefully, you
Yeah,
know?
and I've had people come back to me and they've missed a bundle offer.
Yeah.
So that if I and I have and I honor it, because especially if they come back within a few days. then
Yeah.
they were like, oh my God, I missed that offer. Can I still get it? Sure, you can. I
Yeah.
don't have a problem with that. I'm really, and I wish more people sent offers,
Hmm.
because I'm open to accepting, you know, a decent offer.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you're
well,
like,
a decent offer.
what is that? But eh,
But
I can't lie. I've probably sent a couple low balls just to test the water, to see what you could get. But I also I sharing got me in trouble a lot as well, because in the beginning I was trying to share, but I ended up shopping because I would go and share people's closets, and I was like, oh, I like this. And I'm the friend, or I'm the person that's going to support anybody's small business. So if I see you hustling, I'm going to buy your lotion, I'm going to buy your candles, I'm going to buy whatever it is. So if I was sharing and somebody was running a sale and I liked it, I bought. But I started looking, I was like, wait a minute, all the money
yeah,
I'm making is
I was
going right
like
back to
that.
shopping.
I was like that at first too, and I was buying more than I was, selling. And I was like, oh, I've got to stop that. So now, I don't ever. What I do is really I make a little note, and I'm like, okay, or I take a screenshot of it. Like I have a screenshot of a couple of things I really want to buy,
Hmm.
and then I can go back to it instead of liking it and putting it in there because I might not be ready yet. See, I've
Yeah.
had this picture for a few weeks now, and
Yeah.
I checked on it to make sure it was still there.
Yeah.
But I just don't want to. I don't want to put anybody in that position that I feel sometimes because send them a bundle, but I do send a message. This is what I
Hmm.
do. I will go in and I'll send a message, let them know that I noticed that you were liking some things, and there's a discount shipping. Take advantage of it, while it lasts. Something similar to that.
Yeah.
And so that seems to work.
Yeah. No,
You
I
know,
think it's the open communication. Some people, listen, you can't please everybody, but I feel like as long as you're not bombarding somebody, or, you're just being nice and you're showing good customer service, that should be fine. Like I thought
right,
about it for
right.
a minute, and I was actually, it was during a mastermind with one of my friends, because we do this weekly mastermind where we talk. And I was, I had seen it and I was like, wait a minute, like, am I wrong for thinking this? Like, should I send it? Should I stop sending it? Because like I said, I mean, I'm always, what works, what doesn't work, let me try this out, let me try this out. And we spoke about it, and he was like, no, like, at the end of the day, you're there to sell. And if, unless I can't change my business just because one person said that they don't like this one thing that's a common thing on a website. Like, I'm going to send it, and if you don't want it, that's fine. But it may be something that you do want. And like I said, I'm the person that if I like something, I want you to send me an offer. So because I don't want to lowball you or something like that. So I want you to send me your offers, that way we can go back and forth, because I'm usually, if I like it, I'm ready to buy. But
Right.
or you
Exactly. And,
or
and
you're
me
gonna catch me
too.
at a moment of weakness when I'm just like, yes, yes, I'll get it, I'll get it.
And see, I just like to when I'm ready to buy, I will go ahead and bundle it, put it in a bundle. And if you send me an offer, fine. If not, if I'm gonna buy it right then and the price is fine for me, I'll buy it right then. I don't even
Yeah.
hesitate. Well,
Yeah.
Mariah, thank you so much for coming on Brunch with Diva.
No,
I
thank
really
you.
enjoyed it, and I know that someone posted the name and the author of that book, and I just missed it. I'd have to scroll all the way back to find what it
Let me
is, just in
see.
case someone is interested in reading. I might even, check it out myself. But I appreciate you being here. I think that it was just so informative, and helping people. Because I even wanted my daughter to come on to hear about the resume, and because I think that that's a valuable piece of information if for anyone who's looking to, find a job or job searching, to pay attention to the keywords,
Yeah.
you know.
Um, I meant to grab her information. I have a friend, because I know we had spoken about resumes. I have a friend from college, and she actually, I think it's called At First Glance Services, and she will look at your resume. She is in that sort of environment,
Oh,
and she offers those services.
Michael Masterson. Okay.
Yes, that's who it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Thank you so much for saying that.
So, but yeah, so I
Oh,
can, I'll find her information, and maybe I'll highlight her on my story, because
okay. Yeah, do
she,
that.
since with, everything that's going on, a lot of people transitioning into new jobs, she was offering those services. So, and I know that she's, really successful and helped a lot of people.
Well, that would be great. Yes, tag me in the story or whatever. But everyone, go and follow Mariyah. Go to her closet and see all her animal prints. And her closet again is MK Infinity Closet.
Yes.
And you can find her on Instagram. And guys, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate the love and support. And next week, actually, I'll be doing a double header. I'm having a special edition on Tuesday of Brunch with Diva with Ryan Thrifts. I know you probably guys might know him from Jack and Ryan. And I'll be here next Tuesday. And I'll have another show on Wednesday. So you get a double header next week. So thank you
Awesome.
guys. Thank you, Mariyah. And I'll see you
Thank
guys on.
you. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.